ATC, I'll look at that code later. This is more to answer some of your questions. This account here is for something totally different. I just started it yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, in fact. I'll show you what I did about the trades. It's $30,000 live account. It's $344 profit so far, and that's going to be all over the place. That might be a minus 200 in a little bit. It might be a plus 500 a few seconds later. You know how that goes. I think on this account, every profit target should be 50 pips minimum, every one. There's one there I see it hasn't set itself yet. Right there, 0, I would do it, but I don't feel like messing with it. But everyone should be 50 pips minimum. Let me get rid of this. On the minimum wage account you were talking about, there's the open trades right now. On the minimum wage account you were talking about, those targets were all over the place because I was trying to get all those orders to equal $7.25 a trade. It sounds silly, especially, and it's not that easy. You're talking about thousands of orders, and you're trying to get the entire group to average $7.25. You got to do a lot of finagling. I was just playing, but it was a live account. That was real money. You talked about those little small losses. Those just kind of got caught up in the mix. I don't worry about losses. I tend not to have many. In other words, on this account that I just showed you right there, I think, don't hold me to this, but I think it will make $1,000 a week minimum. I think it will not have a loss for the rest of this month, which is, and right now is 5/10. So the next 20 days it won't have a loss. That's just what I think. Might have one, might have two. If it has 50, it's not going to bother me one bit. Okay, now the trades. I always feel, what we're on here on the weekly chart, I always feel that if the zigzag is up, I have the best possible chance. So in other words, look at this right here. The zigzag was up when Peyton's, you were talking about using Peyton's thing. I was using all sorts of things on that. Here's Peyton's signal. The zigzag was probably still up. I feel I have the best potential when the zigzag is up and I get a signal. The PSAR dots breaking, BB bands breaking, Alma cross, anything. I feel I have the best possible chance when the zigzag is up because I have the most to make going down. The same thing on a buy. I have the most to make when the zigzag leg is down. Was it down there? I don't know. It repaints so many times, It's down now. So as far as 1 to 10 trades go, as 10 is the best, 1 is the worst, I'd say this is about a 2 because I've already got a zigzag leg down. Let's look at the daily. See, I've got a zigzag leg down here. Of course, I knew that already, but right there was my best. Here, the zigzag would have still been up, no doubt in my mind. And I had a signal, so I got that amount to make. And of course, during that period of time with the minimum wage deal, I was selling all this. That's one reason. Let's look at AUD. Here again, scale of 1 to 10, this is a 2, with 10 being the best. You already have it's a weekly chart. Zigzag is down. I'd rather it be someplace else up. That would have been the best one of all. I guarantee you that would have been up. And then have some sort of signal. Here, I have a sell signal. What is this, daily? The PSAR would have broke in this area here, I'm guessing maybe right there, that is the best signal, because the zigzag would have been up. I'd had the most to make coming down. Things like that happen. You're just going to have to live with it. Scale of 1 to 10, here's another 2. But I took it. AUD CAD, there was the absolute best of the best of the best right there. The zigzag was probably up. Probably. I'm almost certain it was. Daily chart. PSAR broke. Patent signal. You'd have had all that to make. AUD CAD, you know how many? I've been talking about AUD CAD for a month. I've been selling it all the way down. There would have been the best. The dots broke. Here, I don't have a zigzag on there. Darn. Well, I don't feel like putting it on there. Well, no, I will too, because I don't think this is another scale of 1 to 10. This is going to be a 2. Okay, the zigzag is messed up here, and it does that sometimes. See how it's there? You would have thought it would have went down and went up, and then come back down. But I'm still going to count that as a down, even though it's not over here. It's way over here. I'm still going to scale of 1 to 10. This is a 2. It's not a good deal. I still won't have any losses. But a scale 1 to 10, this is a 2. Here's a 1. The zigzag would have been down by there. Broke the PSAR dots. It probably broke the BB band stops all at the same time. That's a 10. No zigzag again. Dadgummit. I don't know why I got it off. We'll go again. 1 to 10. Here's a 2. I would much rather this still been up. This happened back over in this area, but it didn't. I mean, that's just the way it works sometimes. But I still took the trade. Signal says sell. I'm selling. If I lose, I lose. I ain't putting darn zigzag again. Aggravate my nerves. Here was the signal way back here. It's still a valid signal. The zigzag, I don't have to put it on there to know. The zigzag is still down. You know, it's kind of a continuation trade there if you want to think about it like that. Okay, here's a what is this, daily? Okay, I have a, right now, I will put the zigzag on this one. Right now I have a sell. The zigzag is down. Scale 1 to 2. This is probably going to be about a 4. It's going to be better than the other thing. Simply because if you put the zigzag 5 on there, it would have been up here. Let's go to the week. It's still up. I don't have a sell signal. It hasn't broke the dots. But the zigzag is still up. To me, that's a positive. And on these others here, I bet you it probably see it's up. Up, down. Well, that just lost. That's a .5 now. Heck with that 1. Up. So you have the, or I feel I have the most to make when I have a daily signal and the daily zigzag is up and the weekly zigzag is up. And I have a good daily signal. I'm not talking about some little bitty, fly-by-night thing. I'm talking about something good. I know that's down weekly. But anyway, I'll look at that code. You mentioned about not closing trades until you're 1,000 in a hole. That's just the easiest way for me. As long as it just keeps rocking on, and that was only on that one account too. Now that wasn't on every account in the world. It was either going to make 1,000 or it was going to lose 1,000. That was the deal. And those minuscule losses, that's just because, like I said, they got caught up in the mix. common profit target. Sometimes on this account we just looked at, it is a common. Every one of them is going to be 50 pips. With Onanda, you cannot have 5.02 trades and set a profit target. They have to be a different size. As ridiculous as that is, they have to be. So you can have a 0.1, a 0.2, a 0.3, which might look like martingale, and it might be martingale, but it's martingale forced upon me because I cannot put a common profit target. Now, what I can do, and what I do sometimes, is I have a thing where it just puts a line in the sand, and when price crosses that line, it closes everything. That right there you can do. I rather have a profit target on the books. That way the computer doesn't have to be open. Onanda just has to be open. If I put a line, just say a line right here, and said, okay, when it crosses below that, it close everything. The computer's got to be open. I mean, it's got to be open and running. So it's easier for me, better for me, safer for me, all the way around if I can have it there, already on the books, ready to go. Let's look back at this thing. A while ago, I said it might be minus 500. Let's see. Probably is going to be 500. Nah, still 300. All right, I really thought it'd be down to like a 10 or 15 or something. 410. Some things have changed, but you can see them all over. You know how that works. It goes green. It's got to be within 10 pips as they'll sit there and close out. But anyway, I'll look at your code, and that's enough of that.